All right. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the show. There we go. That's better.
What's up, Bobby?
How is everyone doing?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Hey.
All right, and welcome to what we do here. This is fun and excitement. We gotta get new shirts, man.
No, what are you talking about?
I mean,
this
these are
this
so
is very
comfortable.
If you buy the new ones,
I
and
know,
then I will
right?
be like, yeah, just leave it in there. I'm
Hey,
still wearing this.
Yeah, I know. Sue said the same thing. She's like, you guys need to get. What's up, my favorite peeps?
Elias!
Evo X in the house.
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Lance Doss, what's up?
The boss?
The boss is here.
Mr.
All
Luis!
right, we got
Portugal.
All right, well, hell, everyone's here. Let's just call it a night.
Yeah.
All right, so as promised, we're going to talk tonight, along with answering your questions. We're going to change the show a little bit. We've been doing this show this way for a really long time. And
Now we're gonna go this way.
We're gonna do something different. Before we get to that, one of the things about this show is obviously the Q&A portion of it. Before we went to do that a lot, we had some structure to the show, meaning there were certain things we did, and it just kind of got lost along the years and years of doing that. And it's one of those things that we were thinking about the other day. We were talking with someone, and they were like, you guys used to do this stuff. I'm just here for moral support. I know, right? And we wanted to get back to doing that sort of thing because, though it is great to tell you what 6.5s you should be thinking about getting for your car, we feel like we could do you a better service by expanding upon some of the content that we create for you. We're not talking about not answering questions. We're just talking about adding in some things. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give you an example of what is going to start to happen next week on the show. Now, when the show fires up like it does now, we always say, hey, everyone, give us a shout out. Let us know where you're from. Let us know what the weather's like. Bill's here. And that's part of the fun of the show.
Yeah.
Tommy who? That's part of the fun of the show is that this interaction that we get to have with you guys, letting us know where you're at, letting us know what the weather's like. It's just, I don't even know how it happened other than, well, I remember how it happened. We used to have people send us t-shirts from their cities, which was fun.
I love Jason's shirt.
I still wear it. Yeah. But that was part of how the show started was that aspect of things. So we're going to keep that in it, but we want to get back to some of the more fun. Now, one of the new segments that we've added, of course, is the Clean Wire Club, in the sense of you get to have your picture if you do an awesome job on Clean Wire and you post it over on the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club. Fernando picks you, just like this gentleman right here. What do we have today, Fernando?
That was that. You just caught me out of it. Hang on.
All right, take your time.
Yes.
What we have is an engine bay clean wire here, so we got some awesome blocks on the battery. I like those. I've used those a lot. They also, that company, I think it's, I can't remember who it is.
Which one?
The battery blocks, those battery blocks.
JP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make some posts for those so that you can add your factory terminal back onto it.
Dude, now we talk about posts. Okay, so this bill was made by Elder Ortiz. So
did a great job. You don't
did
have to
a
say
great
so.
job. Yes. So
you don't have to stop saying so, bro.
Talking about the terminals.
Yes.
I was watching Steve, and they have like an angle ones. Like a L. Oh, they really cool.
He's got, so the red is the big 3 upgrade there, and he's got his fuse up by the firewall, so that's nice. I'm guessing blue is ground.
No, blue is power.
Blue is power.
Blue is power, and everybody's gonna get confused and probably some comments and everything.
I'm sure they just ridicule the hell out of him.
Right, but blue is power. You can pick any color you want.
Exactly.
It's your car, right?
Yes, you can have all the fun that you want.
There you go.
But anyways, so this is a segment that we do where we get to highlight someone that did an amazing job, and if you do good work, it could be you. Just saying.
I'm just, one day I'm gonna be there.
I know, one day you're gonna be there. All right, so now we're gonna get back to, so that'll be the first 10 minutes of every show that, like it's always been. We get to go over and talk about that sort of thing. There again, back to the hi-fis and the bobbies. Hi-fi's getting ready to turn the big 4-0.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's turned 40. Oh man. Sucks to be
He's
you, bro.
turning or he already?
I think he's turning 40. Either way, it's you know. And we'll talk about all the things that we want to mention at the beginning of the show, and then naturally that's going to segue into the cabinets look great. I know the sucky thing is we didn't get to we have LEDs on the cabinets now, so I put those. I don't know. So is the word of the day. I put the LEDs on the cabinets this morning because I ordered them on the weekend. They came in today, which is really cool, and they look great. It's pretty cool. But with the big F250 in the way that's out of frame, we couldn't. So kind of a bummer there. But hey, you know, check out Instagram.
Yeah. So anyway.
40. I just turned 20. I know, right? March 31st. My brain is still thinking I'm 21.
What's
really?
up, guys?
Your brain? Your body sure ain't. I can tell you that right now. Because, I mean...
Portland.
You know,
What's up from Portland?
What's up, Fernando?
What's up?
40 is the new 19. All right, well, then I'm 27.
Oh, really? So I'm 15?
You're like 15.
I'm 15.
No, I got, oh yeah, wait. Oh yeah, so yeah, we'll be next year. Thanks, Bobby. Way to bring down the show.
All right, so you want to do a location swap?
A location swap? What is a location swap?
A location swap is like Daniel comes to Florida and you go to Portland.
No. No, I've been there. I want to go there, but I just want to stop in. LED mood lighting on the cab. It's just white. I just got straight white, no mood lighting. Cardio keeps us young. I won't disagree with that, Wayne.
Right.
Cardio keeps us young. I think it's more cardio keeps us flexible. It does let us interact with childlike people all the time because I feel anyone that is into cardio has a certain amount of childish quality to them in the sense of youngness because we care about things that don't really matter in the world like music and sound and performance, you know. So it's like you're young at heart, but cartoons keep me young. Well, so do your kids. But I feel like the flexibility of moving in and out of the vehicles and the constant movement.
It's painful.
It is painful, but it's way more beneficial than like Tommy, who has to do this.
Beneficial for who?
Then has to sit there and be like,
you're like this.
Yeah.
How is gonna be beneficial for you
car
back?
yoga, exactly. It's car yoga.
Yeah, I don't do yoga.
You don't do anything. Let's be honest, man.
No, I don't do nothing.
Literally don't do anything. All right. Let's get to some questions.
All right.
Setting up a new system in my truck. Just ordered Kicker amps and some Kicker 10s. L7 subs. Super excited to get this new system set up and banging. I know that feeling. Legos keep Dean young. Cardio ages him. Yes,
probably.
Mark is... Sadly, Mark's 100%.
Yeah.
I meant physically keeps me young. Mentally, no. It's like, this is why there's no hair here.
That's for what? For the car audio? For the
car
Legos?
audio. No, the Legos is fun. I enjoy Legos a lot.
Yeah?
But yeah, the car audio, just Crouching Tiger hitting car audio installer. Oscar!
What's
going
up,
on,
Oscar? What's up, buddy?
There was something.
What?
I think he posted something. Or
Well, he
there was
always
something
posts
about.
something.
No, I think I need his address. I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kia Soul ready for the 24th. Perfect.
Kia Soul for the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
Can't wait.
We're going to be here.
Can run a VXI amp before the factory amp on a TSX to avoid factory Q. I don't know the voltage that comes out of the head unit before amp. I know I'd have to run a remote as signal sense would not work. Alright. It's not necessarily the voltage coming out of the radios. Whether the voltage is variable. So on the TSX, depending on the year, that's what you have to find out. Is if you can do this, turn it up and down, and whether the voltage goes up and down. If it's an older car, and by older I mean like 16, 17, you're probably going to be okay. But that's what you have to test for. You have to test to see if the voltage goes up and down. The other thing too is sensors. Like if there's any, like most of the time, you have to see if there's any sensors that play through the stereo. If there's none, then you don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about is the variable voltage. If it's variable voltage, you still want to check for DC offset because sometimes it's there. Because it's there in the non-premium systems, so sometimes it carries through, and you're okay. But if it doesn't, then go find yourself an accessory wire somewhere Japanese cars, a cigarette lighter is a great place to find them. What?
Fernando has the best
hair in car audio.
It's falling.
It is falling out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be way more luscious.
Oh, yes. I had a 9903S with a Maestro installed years ago. Besides reflashing the Maestro, can I swap the Kenwood 10-inch screen plug and play and a Cadillac DTS 2008?
The plug will be different.
Yes.
So the plug into the Kenwood is going to be different. The wire coloring is the same. But yes, other than programming, you're going to have to switch the plugs. Yeah. So unfortunately, if that's what you're hoping to not do, then you're going to have to switch the plugs. Let me answer this one real quick. Dean, being that the Phoenix Gold DSP is discontinued, would you still recommend it? And wasn't there an issue with noise that was fixable with the jumper inside? I don't remember the problem with noise. That would have, we talked about that. That would have been when Jeff was on talking about it. The problem, okay, the DSP is still fully functional. It's not like just because they're discontinuing it, it's not going to work, but it does have limitations as far as the setup portion of it. If you can get a good deal on one, and the setup is something, and the setup options are something that you can use for your stereo, it's still a fully awesome DSP. It still has a lot of features that you're not going to find on a cheaper DSP. It's just a matter of, you know, if you can get a good deal on it or not. I think that's really what I wouldn't spend retail on it by any stretch of the imagination.
Hey,
you know,
Carlos?
if someone had one for a couple $100 if they were looking to pass along, yeah, I'd buy it. I mean, I have one. I'm not personally what I would buy it, but...
when you put that sub in the F-150 Friday, did you have to cut all the zip ties and pull out the amp rack? No.
No. So when we designed the amp rack, we left a big area in the middle. Mm-hmm. So we knew that we were eventually going to have to put a secondary amp on it. So when we wired it up, we left plenty of room. So
that was the plan.
All Fernando had to do was unscrew the amp rack, and then he added in the car the new zip tie holes, and that was it. So he did what we normally don't do, which is wire something up in the car,
which is painful.
It is painful. But that's all we had to do. Yeah, and then we just vacuumed out all the little zip tie pieces and boom, rock on. Are you using the Mobridge A to B on the F-250? Unfortunately, I did not know this was coming in today. This was... Yeah. Or I would have, because, yes, I wanted to. I didn't know this was scheduled to come in, or I would have gotten it. Hey, it's Ada. What's going on? Miss you, buddy. I have a DM608 and the VXI. Whew, okay, 7005. Gonna see which is better. I already have the D705 to test the 608. Don't reply. Gonna see which prefer. Daniel, that is spectacular. You should do yourself a little video, maybe on Instagram or something like that, or, you know, write up and let us know what you think. I'd be curious to hear that as well.
All right, I have a 2016 Infiniti Q50 with the 14-speaker Bose system. Oof. How are you guys getting a signal to add an amplifiers?
So that system is going to be what we call speaker for speaker or power for power. I mean, it doesn't matter, but you're going to be doing... there is no pre-amplifier on that one. You're not coming in beforehand on that as of yet. So you have to add multiple channel amplifiers to that system. It's already EQ'd, it's already time aligned, as it were. It's already, that stuff is already done. By adding a bigger processor, so for example, in that we'd do a front stage upgrade more than likely, in that we would still want to use a DSP for the equalization portion of it, and the crossover, but that would be it. We wouldn't be using the time alignment. We may use channel level control, but I doubt it. But all that's already done for you. So all you need to really do is just add in amplifiers, add in power and new speakers. That's how you would do it. And that's really it. Hey, it's Butch. Guys. What's up?
I waved and I passed everything. Yeah, I saw you. I was like, hey, Butch. No.
You need help.
I know. All right, so...
Yeah.
Do you answer the, I have a DM608 and the VXI?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
that was just more of a... I have a stupid question. Dean suggested I bridge my PDX V9. Should I redo the gain from the unbridged channels? Burst says it's putting out 120 per channel. Concerned the focal integration components' ability to handle the power. Ooh. Well, I can say that we've put a lot of power onto those specific the integration series components before. 120 is the right amount of power for them. We suggested that only because you were like, I want to get more power to them. I would definitely always check the gains. So if you're going to bridge it to that and get two, I mean, the reality is on a PDX V9, you should be running it with the gains down anyways, because they really don't like anything past that. But yeah, definitely put the gains down. Put the gains. Yeah. Always redo gains. Anytime you change anything, always check your gain structure, because something is going to be different. Hey, Mr. Chris Bennett, what's going on?
Chris.
Hey, Chris. How are you? John was in today. We were talking about his future truck.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
All right, hold on. I like loud. K2s are new SPL show 6x9s and the big tweeters.
I like it loud. K2 or the new SPL shows. Oof.
Well, okay. I can tell you right now that the louder of those two questions is going to be the SPL show. Go without a doubt. Without a doubt, that is going to be 100% louder than that. The question is, if loud is all you're going for, do the SPL shows. If loud and extremely accurate, clean sound is what you're going for, then do the K2s.
Right.
Or go up to the Millie Legends. But yeah, that's kind of, but it's not even a fair comparison.
No.
That tweeter was what, like 170 dBs of efficiency?
Yes.
I mean, it's like,
it's too loud.
you literally put 1 watt, it's like, ah! And you're like, God! You know, so, I mean,
that's gonna hurt.
when you guys see the video on that, which you're gonna be like, the tweeter was
I
here,
love
here.
loud tweeters. I love loud tweeters like the K2s and everything. But when I hear those tweeters, I was like, dude, you gotta turn this down.
Yeah, I tuned it, and and he goes, no, man, keep going. I was like, what? Come on.
No.
Mr. Berg is in the house.
What's up?
What about flax?
Oh.
In this scenario? No, I mean, let's be honest. Okay, there's going to be nothing you're going to put up against those SPL shows as a conventional driver that is going to compete with the volume they can put out. Let's just get that on the table right now. There is nothing loud-wise that is going to compete with the loudness of those. It all after that comes down to loudness of sound quality, meaning how loud do I want it and how good is it going to sound once I get to that volume. The SPL shows sound great. There's no question about it, but they do not have the range of sound reproduction that neither the flax nor the K2s do. The K2 is definitely louder than the flax. There's no question about that.
And then you use the audio control, a 2-ohm, because the K2 is a 2-ohm driver.
Oh, yeah. That's the fun one. Ooh, love doing that one, right?
Yeah, yep.
You can have rears with SQ. Of course you can have rears with SQ.
What somebody say?
Why
Why SQ people hate rear feel?
Yeah, well, screw them, okay?
No.
I mean, I love rear. I love the sound of rear speakers playing in the car. They don't have to... It's just to finish it off. Otherwise, it just feels like there's... And it's notice how I reworded that to fit that in right. My K2s are crazy loud. They do everything great. Yeah. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like we said, man.
K2s.
K2s. I mean, it's no Morel, but I mean, let's be honest. What is the best way to add 2 amps, one for sub and one for door speakers in a 2019 F-150 XLT? Simple enough for this. I would recommend, if you don't already have a DSP...
You recommend leaving?
Currently today,
yeah.
Today, Monday, February, whatever it is. This is what I'd recommend for your non-amplified 2019 Ford F-150. A DFO2 harness and a DSR1. These two will go into your car. This, the DSR1, will reflash the radio to 4-volt variable voltage output and give you 8 channels of output with no factory EQ. This will allow you to tie into it in order to make this work. this is the best way today to do this. If you want to know how this works, go and type in, we have a video, type in DFO2 in the search tab on YouTube, and you can find the video that we did on the DFO2. It's in a Ford Explorer, non-amplified. It's the same exact system that you have in your F-150. So head over there to do that. Now, before we go any further with questions, everyone take a breather. Take a breather. Take 5 seconds to... This is 20 minutes into the show, and what that means is at this point in the show, what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to stop answering questions for the next 10 minutes or so, and we're going to talk about a term. One of our friends, what would you say, friends? Anyways, one of our friends, one of you guys, texted me the other day and they said, hey, there's a lot of words that you guys use on the show that I don't necessarily understand. And that got us thinking. We're like, hey, you know what would be fun is if we take maybe one word, one or two words, and we do kind of a deep dive on it, meaning we go deep into what that word actually means in the 12-volt world. So what it means to us. So not necessarily a word, maybe a phrase, something like the big three, or all-pass filter, or crossover, high-pass filters, low-pass, passive, active, current, Ohm's law. All these basic things that we throw out there and we just expect everyone to know, maybe a stupid acronym, BFD.
What about gain?
POS. Gain structure. Negative dB. Negative 5 dBs of overlap. Overlap.
Zip tie.
Zip ties. So all the things that we use as words that we just assume, warm speakers. Exactly. So... we're going to spend the next 10 minutes, not today, we're just explaining what we're going to do.
Next week,
and from now on. And the joy of this is because we do roughly 48 of these a year.
Oh my God.
That's going to create a hell of a glossary for us. Not only that allows us to take recommendations from you guys, the viewers. So... obviously, comb filtering. Oh, I know, right?
All right, so
these are all great ideas.
Great ideas.
And so what we're gonna have you guys do is, like, if you're watching this Tuesday on the live show, I'm sorry, on the rebroadcast of this, obviously typing in a comment is great. Typing them here are good, but we don't necessarily get a chance to go back and see them. But we're going to start paying more attention to that in the sense that the words that you guys have a hard time with. You get what I'm going. I feel like I'm reiterating at this point.
What's up, Gary?
That's going to be the next shelf filter. See, these are all great ideas.
Yeah, totally.
So we're going to dig deep into these topics. Maybe one or two, depending on how basic the topic is, how hard to do a glossary on DNF tools. Ooh.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad either because I got to do all the research. Because I want to put up like slides, and we want to spend about 10 minutes on this. So we're going to pick one term. I'm going to put up like a definition. We're going to give examples. You know, the stuff you used to do in school. That whole like, oh, I'm learning. Oh, my head, it hurts. Stop.
It hurts.
Yeah. So, yes, exactly.
Dictionary segment. Yeah.
We need a definition of ADA. No, you don't. Just let that one go. Just
definition of ADA.
No, we definitely don't need that. But that's the plan. Butterworth, yes. Yeah, so as you can see, that would be a great way to spend. And the idea behind it is, you know, we get asked a lot of the same questions over and over again. And though it's fun,
it gets
trying to expand out by maybe giving you definitions for things, and then the pieces to those puzzles fill in, and then you ask more complex questions that are way more exciting. So, false EQ. I'm going to tune my amp. It's got a gain. That's not tuning your amp. That's setting your gain structure.
Yeah.
So, the idea is to move that into a segment that will come up about 20 minutes into the show. We'll spend about 10 minutes on that topic. And we'll, you know, if there's questions about it, we'll field those and we'll get those things going. And then we'll go back to the regular Q&A. So we'll get back to answering and you know, like, what,
another
6.5 should I put? Another 10 minutes of doing that. Excuse me, sorry. Bubbly stuff makes me burp.
Yeah, mine too.
And for those of you wondering, today's show is not brought to you by Sparkling Ice, flavored water. It is
brought to you by Coca-Cola. No, not really.
It's not brought to you by any of this crap. We have no sponsors today.
That's sad, man.
No, it's not. It's more my thing. Spell correctly.
All right.
Who can
What
spell?
is group delay? There you go. All those things. I
Ooh.
like that. I like that. Oh, we have a good one.
So, for example, group delay. I love that one because most DSP processors don't have group delay. Well,
Group delay, it's
group
a
delay.
lot of friends that they get late to the party.
And that's a group that is delayed. No, group delay is a feature that's built into a DSP. I just want to answer this one just to give you an idea of the fun we can have. So group delay is a feature that's built into very few DSPs. But let's say you go ahead and you have an active system, meaning tweeter, mid, rear, all that fun stuff. So we're just saying it's an active two-way front stage. And you measure and you get your time delay all set up, but then you get in the car and it doesn't seem right. It seems a little bit off. So being able to select both the tweeter and the mid-range as a group and then move those out or move those in is really what group delay is about. There again, most DSP processors don't have this feature. The better ones do, or the more expensive ones, I should say, do. And that's a really cool feature that you can turn on and off, and it just makes it faster than selecting channel 1, adding a millisecond of delay, selecting channel 2, adding a millisecond or a couple inches or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this sucks. So having group delay as a feature is pretty neat. But anyways, that's what we're going to do. We won't spend any more time on it, but that's what's coming next week on the new show. Back to question. Group delay is the yes. Adam's middle name. Nah, he's more of a Butterworth kind of guy. Peter Herman show, word of the day. Oh, yeah. Don't go to a movie theater like with your pants off would be probably the best one for that. Hello there. Would you recommend using a bass knob or bass boost? we're going to do both, actually. So the DSR-1, because it's a Rockford product, has both subwoofer level control and it has punch bass. If you add a bass knob to this, you get to select three things. You get to select one of three things: master volume control, subwoofer level control, or punch bass. Now where this gets fun is that if you're using the amp on your phone, you can actually easily toggle through all three of them on your phone. I like to have subwoofer level control as a mandatory thing. Like, I want to be able to turn my subwoofer up and down immediately. Mainly because when I'm tuning a car, the first thing I always do is turn the subwoofer down. I want to hear what my speakers are doing, and then I'll bring the subwoofer up in to complement the system. However, bass boost, I also like bass boost. And I feel it's one of those things that just kind of, like, you set it and forget it. But having an epicenter in the car, or something like that, that gives us the ability to control like the type of bass boost we have, that's fun to be able to like have level control and bass boost. That was one of the things about the Q-Class amplifiers that was really exciting, because you have, and also the KX amplifiers by Kicker, is you have a one knob that you toggle through and you can adjust boost, as it were, and the level. I feel it's like having a one-band EQ that you can control at the front of the vehicle. Different types of music, you want to have that effect to it. I'm a fan of bass boost. I know a lot of people out there, this is a question that Kip asked everyone, what do you think? I love bass boost. I'm sorry. Different types of music just kind of needs it. Not everything needs it, but I want to be the one that decides whether I need bass boost or not you, or him, or them. It's for me.
It's my amplifier.
Deal with it. I don't know why I put my phone up there. That was just kind of dumb.
All
right. Yes.
Alright, how come on the LC5.1300 you gain set the amplifier -5 for highs and lows, when you normally do highs at -5 and sub at -10?
You don't have to do anything. You can set it any way you want. We're talking about gain overlap here. We were running in Fernando's car, when we set the gain overlap, he was running a 6.5-inch subwoofer. We don't need -10 dBs of distortion going into that subwoofer in order to get bass out of it. So you always have to kind of take into consideration the speakers you're driving. There again, if you're using some crappy drivers on the other side of the amplifier, which I don't think if you're buying that amplifier you're going to be doing, but any amplifier for that matter, sometimes having -5 dBs of gain overlap on your mids and highs might be too much. You might roast them because of it. The whole idea behind that is the ability to turn it up when it's not there and turn it down when it is. It's just giving you some like extra play on the volume knob that you unfortunately have control of. Now, if you're constantly playing your stuff at 35 all day long and your volume only goes up to 35, well, having that negative dB of gain structure in there might not be the best thing for you, especially if you're listening to nothing but top 40 current style music. I mean, like music made within the last 3 years, or 5 years for that matter, because it's got tons of loudness in it, so it's not like it's going to matter. You're not helping yourself. I myself am stuck in the age where when I was 18 and 19 years old, and well, I'm sorry, like 13 to 20 is the type of music I like to listen to, and it sucked. The recordings weren't great, so having that gain overlap in there is kind of nice, but not always. So, and it's not cut in stone. That's why Steve came out with the DD1 Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can pick whichever gain overlap structure you want. Some guys might want to do 3 dB and 6 dB. They might want to do 7 dB and 8 dB. So the DD1 Plus gives you the ability to set whatever gain structure you want to do. But yeah, we typically, depends. Like some we do 0. It's like, no, they're getting 0, man. That's all they're getting because they don't need any more. And they'll get 5 dB on the subwoofer. It just depends. Depends on who we're dealing with.
Yeah.
Van Halen for the win.
I like Van Halen.
Say your door speakers are 5 and 10 years old. Kenwoods. Need to replace? Not blown. No. I mean, the speakers in my living room are like 25 years old.
Really?
Yeah, because I got them before Haley and we were dating. Yeah, they're like probably 24, 25 years old.
Wow, you're really old.
I am, and so are they, but I would not replace them unless, like, no. You only have to replace stuff when it's bad. If it's not bad, then don't replace it. I mean,
It's not broke.
If it's not broke, you don't have to fix it.
Don't fix
Unless
it.
you just want to change it. I mean, think of your underwear.
What does that mean?
Think about it. I mean, until they buy you new stuff, you just keep rocking it. You know?
No, that's not.
Or maybe not
that's
you. I
how
forgot.
it
Not
works.
you. You're a closey. So, you know, it's like, for me,
All
as
right.
long as they're still doing their job, I ain't getting rid of them.
All right. Are you guys not fans of capacitors? I never see you guys use cabs in any install use an extra battery. If
Yeah.
the install calls for additional power,
Use a battery.
use a battery.
Caps suck, man. Let's be honest. The modern cap is not what it was 10 or 15 years ago. It's just it's a spray paint can with a voltmeter on top. Buy a voltmeter if you want to know what's going on in your world. The other thing, too, is that a lot of these amplifiers are super efficient now, and they just need power. The capacitor, they have plenty of capacitance in them that's going to move power to them just fine. If you were to look into a cap, like if you're like, I really want a cap, look into something like a hybrid capacitor, like Rockford makes, and some of the Stinger caps,
The
where it's
Stinger
actually
make one.
like they look like little amplifiers. Those do a much better job than what you're going to get for a $25 capacitor with a light show on top, for sure. Looking to entirely replace the BO system in my 2021 Super Duty. I am doing myself a disservice by not using DSP or amp with
Built-in DSP.
built-in DSP. Okay, first off, if you're going into it, like this truck right here, go back and watch Instagram today. 5 minutes, Instagram 5-star. This is a Super Duty F250 2021 with the BO system in it, sitting right here out of frame. That is getting the Zen A to B.
Yep.
So we're taking out the BO amplifiers coming out. Now, your BO amplifier that's in this is tuned the whole car. All right, so this has a full EQ tune done on it. If you get a Zen A to B and you put it in here without a DSP, you don't get to do any of that. So the sound that you had, you might actually feel like the factory sounded better because you can't do anything to it.
Right.
You can't
Flat.
line it, you can't boost it, you can't cut it, you can't fix for the fact that this speaker is getting at your head at a different time than that one closer to you.
Yeah.
So you're doing yourself a disservice. I would say yes, only because you're coming from a system that has all these features built into it,
Yeah.
all this stuff done, and you're not replacing it. That's probably where the bad part is going to come in. Now, if you're just going to be doing something like, I'm going to put 415s in this, I want it to be stupid loud, and all that other fun stuff, and I don't care, then, okay, yeah, maybe. But I'm pretty sure you're not doing that, because you can go buy a brand new truck with that big system in it to make it sound worse. So
Correct.
now, whether you get amps with DSPs in them or you get a standalone DSP, it gets you to the same thing. Okay, so that's really what I would think about is you can buy any amps you want, just add a DSP to it. If
Totally
you're scared
DSP,
of DSP,
man.
check out the Audio Control DM608. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Super easy to use.
All right.
Do you know when Honda started doing factory EQs in their amps? I'm pretty sure as soon as they put an EQ in it, or an amp in it, there was an EQ attached to it. Dude, these manufacturers have been EQing their systems for years and years.
All right. What happened?
That was Mark. He goes, changing things up on the format already. I think would be good texting you.
Hey, why not?
Oh, God, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know what we were talking about. Sorry.
I don't know.
We were talking about, he said, do you know when Honda started? So, just giving you an example, like Toyota has been putting all-pass filters in their radios for like, I don't know, 15, 16 years now. So, it's been a long time. These guys have been doing this stuff for years. I mean, all right, so if you want to know if your car has any form of factory tuning or anything like that, it's actually not as hard to do as you think. If you have an iPhone, and even if you don't, download some pink noise tracks, download some polarity pulses that pop. For pink noise, we use the Educar Test and Tune app, and just on the test portion of it, the front page right here that you can't see very well, it has like a 40 hertz test tone, a 250, 1K, 8K, so all those things. Yeah, that's true. We can just do that.
No, we cannot see that.
Did it not work? Did it go dead?
There you go.
Oh, it died. All right, anyways. So it also has mid-range. It has middle, left, minus right. And you can move the sound around. Then when you go into tune, you have test. You can play all these test tones. And you can sit in the car and you can hear where the sound is coming from. Like, do you have a center sound? Do you have a left sound? Do you have a right sound? And this will let you know what is going on with the car. Most cars you'll find have some form of tune attached to them. I mean, hell, we did a Nissan pickup truck the other day that was like a base model Nissan pickup truck that had a tune done on it. And it was like totally whack. I mean, and it threw us for a loop. And we're like, what the hell? Really? So, yeah. It's not getting easier. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's getting harder. There's tools to fix everything. Okay.
In a 2018 Sierra truck, would you recommend a normal 8-inch subwoofers or a shallow 10-inch?
If you can do a regular subwoofer in the proper enclosure, it will always outperform a shallow mount version that's in a wedge, like buried somewhere in the car. That's just the reality of it. I mean, these shallow mount woofers sound exceptional, but like crazy good. But if you give me an L7T and you give me an L7 comp, that L7 comp is going to destroy it in its proper ported enclosure, as opposed to this little wedge downfiring thing. I can just get a lot of bass out of that. I can get better bass out of that. So it just depends. It's just a matter of if you have the right enclosure, that you can fit the right amount of airspace, get everything you need, the bigger woofer is going to sound better.
All right. P312 power subwoofer sounds awful on the Dayton DSP. It's because the built-in amplifier in the P312, I ended up just running the sub RCA separate straight to the sub.
Okay. It could just be the DSP. I mean, we do tons of those subwoofers. I don't know if we've ever done one on a DSP. But I don't like that DSP.
Yeah, that's it.
So I just go, I'm going to blame it on a DSP with no way to back that up at all, because I just don't like that DSP. But yes, you're perfectly fine running it the way you did.
Right.
That's perfectly okay. Right. So run it that way. And by the way, the second text message was from Lance Doss, the boss, picking on Mark. So for those of you keeping up at home, what's going on. All right.
How many text messages did you get?
This brings us to the 40-minute mark. Now, the 40-minute mark, what we're going to do is something else. So basically what we're going to do is you had the opening of the show. We went, and then in 20 minutes, we have the word of the day. And now what we're going to talk about is a product of some kind. we're going to bring in and introduce something that either is new, we're excited about, we have here to play with, something along those lines.
A product that we're going to talk about.
A product that we're going to talk about. So, for example, like right behind Fernando, the PWDX5, that is the Alpine 8-inch subwoofer with 4 channels of external amplification that has a DSP built into it. You may remember this, we gave one away at the 12 Days of Christmas. We have a second one in so that we can do a video on it and talk about all the cool things that it has built into it. Apparently we were supposed to do that, and we didn't. So we got one in, and we're going to do a full unboxing. But anyways, what we do in this segment is we take that woofer, we bring it over here, and we unbox it. We go to the Fernando cam that's dead, and we would show you all the aspects of it. If it's something like, for example, Helix just came out with a new conductor controller that we talked about on the news show, and today they released a bunch of specs on it. We would have that information. We could, pull up the laptop and show you that type of stuff. iData came out with a bunch of new harnesses. While I was talking about how today this was the solution for that Ford today, as in right this moment, this is the easiest solution for that. One of the harnesses they're coming out with is the RCA1 that's going to plug directly into this. And then you can take this, the RCA1 harness, and an AR, not take this, and it will give you 6 channels of 6 or 4 channels of preamp output that you can then hook up to anybody's DSP. This right now is still the easiest solution, so that's why we recommended this, but tomorrow will be different. So things like that are what we're going to spend this segment of time talking about. The other thing too is that if there's a product that you guys want us to just highlight and talk about, because there's always something you guys are like, why did you guys ever talk about this? It'd be a good time to spend the time talking about it. Talking about how terrible the 408 DSP from Dayton is. Something we won't do because positive and uplifting things. I just don't like that DSP. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's a good price, but so is this. I mean, if you're looking for an affordable DSP, it's $270.
Oh, way
8
better.
channels, kill it. So that's what we're going to do in this segment. We feel that's going to be a lot of fun. Introducing things that we, because we used to do that a lot. We used to spend a lot of time just like bringing out stuff and talking about it, and we haven't had the chance to do that because we spent so much time talking about just answering questions and questions and questions. And we thought it'd be fun to bring these products back in so that then we could talk more about those. The brand doesn't matter, the make doesn't matter. It's not even something we carry. We don't care as long as we can talk about a picture of it. If it's something that excites us, then why not? Then you need the mini DSP from Helix. There you get your up mixer. What was the name of the app you just mentioned? And that's another thing. Like, we could talk about the app we just mentioned. That is called the EduCar Test and Tune. I don't know if that's going to help, but that is EduCar Test and Tune app from EduCar. It's like $20. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not cheap. But it's,
oh my god, dude.
But dongle, 80 PRS for the win. We will not be talking about the 80 PRS. Dayton DSP versus the 80 PRS. I have a trash can back there for both of them. Just saying. But anyways, the plan is to spend this time to talk about something like that. And the nice thing is that's going to take us to the 50-minute mark, because we plan on spending about 10 minutes on each one of these segments just to have some fun with it. And that way it'd give us time to answer any questions that you have. And that'll leave us another 10-minute period at the end of this so we can go back to answering some more questions that may have arisen now from you learning about this product and or whatever. So you're still going to have a half hour of Q&A, maybe more, depending on how excited we are about those topics, for us to, answer plenty of your questions. So that's going to be the show. That's going to be what's going to happen next week when we come back on. Saturday show is going to stay. All the other shows are going to stay the same because they do their own thing. We're having
Saturday show is going to be...
Let's talk about the Saturday show. This Saturday show. Good, thank you. Yeah, I knew you were segueing into that, weren't you?
I know.
See, Fernando's going to be gone this Saturday.
I quit on Saturday.
He's leaving early Saturday. He got tickets to a fight, and it's his anniversary, so they're going to go do, fight things. They're not going to fight each other. They're going to go watch somebody else fight.
Maybe.
Hey,
you never know.
Hey, whatever works. Hey, get the gloves, go to town. we're going to have Jeff Smith in. So
Yeah.
Jeff Smith is going to be here Saturday. And as the god of all things tuning, that's what he calls himself. Anyways, what we're going to do is I talked to him, and so everyone wants to like hear tune talk. We're going to have him in. He's going to bring his laptop, and we're going to go over his tune in his car, the Toyota that he has. His process, why it's tuned the way it is. I know the flies are killing me. Why it's tuned the way it is, why he picked the GB speakers that he has, because he has Audio Frog in there. He's using the Helix DSPs, and we're just going to go, and we're not going to talk about anything other than Jeff talking about DSP questions. So we're going to take, why did he do this? What is that? So that's the plan. The plan is to just do a deep dive into Jeff talking about his DSP and all the goodness that is that. So if you guys miss the Saturday show, it's gonna suck because
Hennessy and Red Bull.
No way, man. But that's the plan for Saturday. We want to have a good time. GB and Helix for the win. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the plan, is to have him just come on and talk all about it. That'll be on YouTube at 6 o'clock like it normally is.
Yep.
Unless like some catastrophe, but it's still be on even if it's late. But that's the plan. So Saturday you guys are going to have a lot of fun. We get to deal with the craziness.
Everybody's going to have fun on Saturday.
Yeah, so if you have your what 6.5 question should I buy question on Saturday, guess what? We're just going to miss it. It's not even going to be there. It's the wrong day, bro. It's the wrong day.
And you probably win, Matt.
my money is on Nando's wife in that fight.
Yeah, you probably win,
man. I could get you in a headlock, man.
Dude, man, yeah.
Because you wouldn't hit her.
No, I can't.
No, I know.
Too short.
Yeah. All right, kicker key 200.4. I don't know. I always call it that. And mono sub amp versus separate DSP for running a front bridge active two-way and a sub. Tim, I love that combination. That is my go-to. Like, I want it to sound great. I have a factory radio. What should I do? The key 200.4 on a nice set of components up front. The key 501 on a subwoofer in the back. Love it.
Yeah.
There's no reason why
really
not
nice.
to do that. It sounds phenomenal. Big fan of that combination. Let the radio or whatever play the rear speakers. Don't even care. If you have an aftermarket stereo, like we did on the Ford the other day, the kicker key is in there. We no problem. We retuned it for the aftermarket stereo. That still solved all the issues. They didn't have to do anything. Yes, the aftermarket radio has time limit, it has the EQ, it has all, but they don't want to play with all that garbage. Plus, they want to go active front. Boom, no problem. Throw it in there, turn it on, hit the button. Magically, you can't beat it for the price. You don't have to pay me to tune your car at that point.
Right.
You're paying me to put a microphone on your headrest and hit a button and go. It's pretty simple. Love it. We went with the reason why we didn't use the key 501 in that system was because the 501's purpose is to fix the factory bass roll-off, to fix the factory bass EQ, to fix all the things that make it nasty, which it doesn't have anymore. So we swapped that out for the DS or something, whatever, 400.1. Perfect amplifier for that. A little bit bigger, even though one is a 500, one is a 400, and we won't even get into that. Still stop-start compatible, which is what we needed, and there you go.
Yeah,
so
everything works.
Everything works wonderful.
Aaron, the show is gonna be on Saturday at 6 Eastern time. Yep.
Eastern Standard Time. That
Eastern
is correct.
Standard Time,
The YouTube show. Now, keep in mind, if you miss any of the shows, they're always rebroadcast. Man, we don't delete anything. Come on, guys. We want to make sure there's constant flow. Stuff here. I mean, if you haven't caught Monday we do the Instagram recap show. So, if you missed an Instagram and you don't like doing the whole Instagram thing, which I totally understand, that's why we broadcast. It makes a great podcast. Monday show, because it's like an hour, 2 hours long. It's a huge show. So it's great. It's a ton of content there and now it's in the right aspect ratio because YouTube allows you to do this aspect ratio now instead of just this, so we don't have to put the movie theater off to the left and right, although I really do miss the movie theater. I love that movie. I had to make that from scratch.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Put the little 5-star logos on the back. It was so cool.
Yeah, that's normally what you do here.
It was life size too. Made it life size, sat back, took the picture.
Best 3.5 speaker under $300. Front dash. It is worth spending extra cash for the audio frogs. already have a 1-inch tweeter, so I want to keep the 3.5-inch.
What does he have in there?
He already has a 1-inch tweeter.
Oh,
I don't know
so
if that's the audio
best
frog.
3.5 for
The best
$300.
3.5.
I don't know how much the audio frogs are great.
Yes.
You're on the right path there, but naturally we want to give you something else to look at. Illusion, the Illusion audio. Check out the Illusion. I don't know if those are in your price, but they make a 3.5 that's really nice. So check out the Illusion. Morel makes a small driver like that as well. I mean, so does a lot of people do. I mean, Ground Zero has one.
But I mean, if you have, I don't know if your 1-inch tweeter is the Audio Frog, but if you have the Audio Frog tweeter, I would definitely get the Audio Frog mid-range.
$449. Marty, what's going on, my favorite Canadian?
Audio Frog is $449.
Yeah. Hybrid. Oh, there you go. Hybrid, yes. The company hybrid, not the hybrid from Morel.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I mean, a lot of people have that speaker now, so it's pretty nice. Kicker has one. Oh, the Kicker one is really nice too. The KS from Kicker. I know it's like way different price range, but it's still a phenomenal little driver. Little 2.5 or 3-inch mid range. It's pretty nice. That'll be one of the things we'll talk about on here because it's really cool how they did that. Hold on, let me do this follow-up question to the Kicker key question. The guys at Kicker suggested I run the key lock before the 200.4 and 5.1 in my Escape. They said it will sound even better with the clean signal before the amp. Thoughts? I get what they're saying about the Escape. Yes. So the one thing that the Kicker key doesn't do is DEQ. It just re-EQs. If for some reason, and Haley has an Escape, and we didn't do that, just to give you an idea. Like the Haley system, so like if you go back and watch it's a Ford Escape that we put it in. So we didn't do the key lock, but the idea behind that is that if you use a key lock off of 2-channel, then it's going to DEQ the factory radio to flat. Then you're going to use the Kicker key with a much flatter signal to then EQ the system. I don't know how much better it's going to sound because I can tell you right now, Haley's car sounds amazing.
Right.
So I honestly would probably just try it without it, and then if you feel you need it, go back. But that would be... Oh yeah, Audible Physics has their cool little dash speaker too.
A lot of people has.
They all have it now.
Yes.
Remember like 3 years ago when we were talking about that?
Oh, we totally like, somebody's going to make it 2.5?
Stinger Elevate is the variable Tosh as the high 10 is. Yeah, they're exactly the same. The Elevate and the high 10 is it's the exact same back end side of things.
All right, I want to read my question.
Yes, read your question.
All right. Do you guys know if anyone is working on a solution for audio replacement on a 2019-2021 Chevy trucks? Maestro haven't had a clarification yet.
Maestro does not have one yet. Okay. If you're talking about a factory system, meaning non-Bose.
Non-Bose, yeah.
Then it depends on what plug is in the car. If it's the 2 matching square plugs, there's nobody that makes anything right now other than Metra might have something.
With the DSP?
With their DSP. You probably get the L. They might. I haven't.
Yeah.
What are we looking at? What works fine, Jeff?
No.
The other thing is, depending on the harnesses, if it's the older harness, it'll work. If you have the Bose system, the NAV TV makes the AVB solution for that. So far, no one has mentioned to us that they want to make a programmable difference in the radio like they do on the current GM models, where we can go in and use the most bus system output. No one is talking about doing that yet. All the newer cars that we've ran into, that we've had to do, like the Colorado and the Camaros and stuff like that, not the Colorados, mainly the Colorados. We've been using after the factory radio, and we've been using the green LGDs. The audio control green LGDs, you need those for load resistance. But yeah, right now nobody.
Yeah, looking for inside info with Bose, yeah.
If you got Bose, NAV TV, AVB. Plugs right in and works on all of them. Right now, get it done. Freaking works wonderful. For the most part.
All right.
I mean, it works. Let's just call it that.
What is the box behind it?
This is the Alpine 8-inch subwoofer with 4 channels of DSP output. So it's got like 25 by 4 or 40 by 4, something like that. It's an all-in-one amplifier. It's a 5-channel amplifier that has an 8-inch subwoofer DSP.
25 watts by 4.
Yeah.
Plus 165.
Going to the 8-inch subwoofer.
And it has
10 band. Yeah. 10 band parametric EQ, digital
Yep.
time correction. We're going to be doing a video on it. We were supposed to do one for the 12 Days of Christmas, and we didn't, so we got another one in so we could shoot it.
Because we gave it away.
We gave it away.
God,
Somebody else ended up with it.
Jesus.
So, but Jesus?
Yes.
It was Jesus' holiday.
Jesus. I have a 2014 BMW. Not me. He has one. With the hi-fi system. I'm going to replace everything but the head unit. I'm having a hard time finding a 4-inch speaker to listen. How big is the mid-range bass between the 4 and the 6.5?
It's substantially huge.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be.
I would suggest looking at the BMW factory replacement speakers, meaning like the companies that make them. So you have Ground Zero, you have Focal, you have Audison, you have Rockford, Bavard. What was it?
Valvar.
Yeah,
Valvar. I mean,
those speakers are all designed to give you a really good mid bass out of their factory, out of that 4-inch driver. So I would not buy a random 4-inch driver unless you absolutely had to. The only time we've done random is like we did some Morel hybrid 4-inch, which is made to work that way in that car.
I mean, we replaced one in the BMW. Remember, we put the Focals, and that
we
was
did put the
really
Focal.
nice. Yeah, that sounded really nice.
Because we did a 3-way set.
Yep.
But if you're looking for that 4-inch, any one of those companies that I mentioned have that factory 4-inch. That sounds great. I don't know if I'd get all crazy on it. Thanks for the clarification, Nando.
On what? Oh, no problem.
Stag might offer. Yeah, there's a ton of them. Use the best shallow 4-inch. I have a 2008. Hold on, watch out. I have a 2018 Honda Accord with premium 10 speaker. I want to use the D6 1200 to go active. I can disable the factory DSP setting in the service mode of the radio. Could I use a T-harness and use the high-level DSP inputs? Also, yeah. Also, would the audio be muted when using the voice commands so you don't get the echo like from the Metro DSP? I understand what you're saying. And the 6-channel...
What are we talking about?
Trying to figure out if you can do the 6-channel because you need the center channel. You need to retain the center channel for voice prompts on that because that's where all your voice prompts come from is the center channel. Yeah, on the Accord. Yeah. You can't sum the tweeter and the mid-range together because you're gonna get really when you sum the two together it just goes crazy and you get a lot of
crosstalk
crap.
Yeah. Or something like what they call. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose you could use the D6 1200. I'd have to think about it more. I gotta be honest with you. It's a little late in the day to be thinking of that one. But I'm pretty sure you can. I'd have to look at the inputs because you have to be able to direct the sound to where it needs to go. So you need channel 1 and 2. You need 2 channels for tweeters, 2 channels for mid, 1 channel for the center, and 1 channel for subwoofer. If you're going to amplify the center channel. If you're not going to amplify the center channel, then just leave the center channel on its own, and you just need to mix the sub in, but the sub still has to go out to its own channel. So I guess technically if you're going to do tweeter on 1 and 2, mid on 3 and 4, I don't know what you do for rear. I'd just run a mid-range back there. I think that's what we've done in the past, just run a mid. Or we just do high level off of, well, it's active though, so you can't do that. Yeah, it gets a lot of fun. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for all your wonderful questions tonight. We hope you like and look forward to what we're going to be doing with the show moving forward. But that brings us to an hour. And at the end of each show, we like to do the fun thing, which is end the show, which is where we're going to go today, right? I know. Yeah. All right, so D&F Tool Drawer is a place you can go and find all the cool tools that we use for our installation. Just scroll down here to the bottom. You can pick out cool stuff to make your installation way easier. If you head over to teespring.com/store/5star, you can find all the cool shirts that we sell and hoodies and you know, hey, where's my CDs, Jeff? So there you go. Teespring.com/store/5star. And of course, we're on Patreon. You know, so we'll do that. And with that, we're gonna end the show there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been Monday. We'll see you tomorrow on Instagram. Make sure you tune in there. And of course, we'll see you back on Saturday at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time over there on the YouTubes. You guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you later. Bye.
Hi.